and public. Right, the scopes information here are given there. Private members are available up to the respective class, not available even to the child classes. Default members are available up to the present package, up to all classes which are available in present package, not available to outside of the package. Protected members are available throughout the present package and the child classes available in other packages. Throughout the present package and the child classes available in what their other packages. Public members are available throughout the application. Public members are available throughout the application. The same thing here I've given there. If any programming element is declared with private, then that programming element will have the scope up to the present class. Default members, if we declare any programming element with the default, then that programming element will have the scope up to the present package. Protected, if we declare any programming element with the protected, then that programming element will have the scope up to the present package and up to the subclasses existing in the other packages. If any programming element is declared with the public, then the programming element it will have the scope throughout the application. Right, so they are the points here we have to understand. Next one is what? After that, in Java, by default, what scope is available for the programming elements? No default scope. By default, all programming elements are having what scope there? Default scope. By default, default scope is available for every programming element. But how can we represent the default scope in Java programming? How is it possible to provide default scope in Java applications? No. If we declare any programming element without using private, protected, and public, automatically that programming element is having what scope there? Default scope. Understand it now. Classes are able to allow the access modifiers like public and default, but classes are unable to or not allowing the access modifiers like what they're private and protected. But inner classes are able to allow all the access modifiers like public, protected, default, and private. Immediately we are getting a question now. What is that question here we are getting there? In Java, the question is what there? Why private is not allowed for outer classes and why private is allowed for inner classes? That is the question. For that, I give an answer clearly. In Java, if any access modifier is defined on the basis of the classes or on the boundaries of the classes or on the origin of the classes, then that access modifier is not applicable for classes, then it is applicable for the members of the classes. That access modifier is not applicable for the classes, that access modifier is applicable for what their members of the classes. Understand it clearly. Right, sir. Members of the classes only. The access modifiers like private and protected are defined on the boundaries of the classes. So private and protected are not applicable for the classes. They're applicable for the members of the classes, including what their inner classes. Got it? What I've given there. So this is exactly the content what we have discussed there in the last classes now. Now understand it clearly. Now tell me, sir, all of you now observe carefully. At present, we are discussing the classes syntax. Am I right? We are discussing what the class syntax. Understand it now. We are discussing class syntax. In that class syntax, what topic we started there? Access modifier. In access modifier, how many types of access modifiers are available? 2 types. Among the 2 types of access modifiers, only first type of access modifiers can we completed. Only first category only we completed. Second type of access modifiers are available. Now we are going to understand that second type of access modifiers. First type of access modifiers content is clear. Second type of access modifiers here we are going to understand. Let us observe carefully. Point number 2. Number 2. Second type of access modifiers. Now what are the second types of access modifiers? To define or to provide, to define some extra nature to the programming elements. To provide some extra nature to the programming elements, to define some extra nature to the programming elements, we will use the access modifiers like we will use the following access modifiers. Following access modifiers. Right, sir. What are these access modifiers here we are going to use? Right, sir. Now the first one is what their static. Next one is what their final, abstract, native, volatile, transient, synchronized, strict FP, and so on. If anything is remaining there, that we can provide. Static, final, abstract, native, volatile, transient, synchronized, strict FP, and so on. Like this, number of access modifiers are available, but they are the some of the access modifiers here we provided. It's okay, fine. Anyway, first of all, let me give some elaborated information. Please read out the statement here, what I've given. To define some extra nature to the programming elements. Extra nature. What is it actually? Let us understand one or two examples on the basis of that. Then after that, we will go for out of these access modifiers, what are allowed. Out of these access modifiers or what are not allowed for the classes that we are going to understand. Let us see the content here. All of you know, observe carefully. Everybody remember this point now. This is the very, very fundamental point. Everybody must remember this. For example, in Java applications, we are going to take classes. The total Java programming in the sense only classes. Java programming in the sense what they're classes. We are going to write programming with the classes. They're the main components. Say for example, class A I have taken. Inside this class A, int I is equal to 10 is available, some variable. In a class A, one variable I is equal to 10. Void m1 method is available. Inside this void m1 method, what is available here? Just something else. System.out.println of, I'm going to write like what there, welcome. Some message here I've written. This is my class. Okay. Now understand it clearly. I'm going to take main class here. Class tester. Inside this class tester, here I have to write what their main method. Or else main class and all the things anyway we are going to write inside the main method only. But understand the point clearly what I'm telling now. My requirement is I want to access I variable. I want to access what there I variable. And I want to call m1 method. I want to access what method there? M1 method. That is my requirement. And outside of class K. In outside of class K, if you want to access I variable, simply can I use system.out.println of I? Simple, can I use I directly? If I use I directly, how compiler knows about it that I is a member of the class A, from that class A only that I variable is coming? How compiler knows about it? How does the compiler knows about that I variable is coming from this particular class A? How it is aware about it? How is it possible for compiler to recognize that? Because of that reason, what we have to do, no? Listen, this is a fundamental point. If we want to access the members of any particular class, if we want to access members of any particular class, we must create an object for the respective class. We must create an object for what there? For the respective class. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? We have to create an object for the respective class. In the object creation, a reference variable will be generated. By using that reference variable only, we are able to access the respective methods, respective members. So how we are going to create an object? No, a small a is equal to new a constructor. Now this is an object creation statement. Inside this object creation statement, here small a is a reference variable. In this object creation statement, small a is what there? Small a is a reference variable. By using this reference variable only, we can access that variables. By using that reference variable only, we can access that method. I'll forget my point now. Now, remember what is the fundamental point here I've given to you. In Java, if you want to access members of any particular class, then we have to create object for the respective class. There we have to use the generated reference variable. That's it. This is the fundamental. This is the by default concept in Java. Come again. What's the point I said to you? If you want to access members of any particular class, first we have to create object for the respective class. After creating object for the respective class, a reference variable will be generated. Use that reference variable to access the members of any particular class. That's it. This is actual concept here. Okay, put more concentration. All of you put more concentration. Actually, what I'm trying to show now, all these access modifiers are providing what? Some extra nature to the programming element. What is that extra nature? That example I'm going to talk. As part of that all, I'm giving the fundamental point here. Now tell me what is the fundamental point I've given there. If you want to access the members of any particular class, then what we have to do? What we have to do? We must to create object for the respective class, and we have to use the generated reference variable. Isn't it? Is that point is clear or not? Okay, now observe carefully. Int j is equal to 20. Void m2 method. Void m2 method. System dot out dot println of hello. Something else here. I've written it. Okay, observe carefully. I'm going to declare that j variable as what variable? Static variable. I'm going to declare that m2 method as what method here? No, static. Okay, right. Now tell me. Again, I'm asking the point here. If you want to access the members of any particular class, what is the default concept there? We must create object for the respective class, and we have to use the generated reference variable to access that members. Am I right or not? Now the same thing here I'm doing now. System dot out dot println of a dot j. Am I right or not? A dot m2 method. Am I right or not? This is quite common as a regular content by default concept. By using reference variable, we can access it. Understand my point here? But what advantage we are getting by declaring with a static keyword? What extra nature we are defining to the j variable and m2 method by providing static keyword? All right, there we have to understand. If we declare any variable or any method as a static, no, we can access that static members directly by using class name along with the reference variable. Regular concept is okay. Along with that regular concept, speciality, specification, some extra definition, extra nature is what there. We can access that members by using what there? Class name. But this is exclusively for the sake of what variables? No, static variables. Regularly, we are calling any variable by using reference variable. But for the static variables, what I'm telling there, we can access the static variables by using two approaches. What are the two approaches? No. First one is what there? By using class name. And the second one is what there? By using a reference variable. Normal variables we can access by using reference variable. But static variables we can access by using reference variable as well as what there? Class name. Now accessing that static members by using class name is an extra definition we are getting through the static keyword. That extra nature we are getting through what keyword here now? Static keyword. Yes, sir. All of you are getting my point or not clearly now? Okay. So this is the advantage of the static keyword. Similarly, about the static keyword I have given. Now, one more example I'm telling to you about the final keyword. Now, observe carefully. I think you understood at least a little bit about the static keyword advantage. If I declare a variable as a static, no, how many ways we are able to access that variable? In two ways. What are the two ways? No, by using reference variable. Extra. What is that extra? By using class name. All of you are following my points or not? Why your faces are so dull? I'm giving the pinpoint, exact point here. I'm telling there, but you're not running along with me now. How you are behaving inside the class? Now, almost 70 to 80 years aged person, how they are available like that you are behaving now. Actually, I'm running, but you're not running along with me. You're walking slowly. I can identify by seeing your faces now. So whatever it may be active. Now try to understand the point scale. Actually, what I'm trying to say, first of all, understand it. No, first of all, tell me what I'm trying to say. Actually, forget about the concept and class and everything. No, at present, last 5 minutes onwards, I'm trying to say something. What I'm trying to say, at least understand it. No? Tell me what I'm trying to say. Don't say directly about static keyword you are giving. No, that is not my actual intention. My actual intention of giving that one is what there, this point. Second list of access modifiers I want to introduce. What is the purpose of the second list of access modifiers that I have given? What is the purpose of the second list of access modifiers? No, to provide some extra nature to the programming elements. What is that extra nature that I am talking now? Where example what I have taken here? Static example I have taken. Got or not? Static example I have taken. What advantage, what extra nature we are getting from the static keyword? If we declare any variable or method as a static, no, we can access that in the regular manner by using reference variable. But extra, by using class name, we can access it. That's the point here I'm trying to say. Okay, not required to understand all the keywords. No, all these access modifiers are not required to understand at present. They're spreading throughout the Java. They're available throughout the Java. But at least for our clarity purpose, what is some extra nature? What is that extra nature? That point here I'm trying to say now. Okay, one more example I'm telling about what their final. One more example I'm telling what their final. Observe carefully. I want to delete this one. Now try to understand it clearly. For example, int I is equal to 10 I have declared, sir. Int I is equal to 10 I declared. Alright, understand it clearly now. Int I is equal to 10. The next one is like what? Then after that, if I take int I is equal to 10, I is equal to I plus 10 intersection here we can write. I is equal to I plus 10. That intersection here we can write. Clear? All of you are getting clarity on this? Okay, that means I'm trying to perform incrementation. What it is going to be happen overall? I is equal to 10 plus 10 is going to be happen. There, I is equal to what value here we are able to get 20. This is a normal equation here what I'm giving. Got it or not? But observe carefully, all of you know. Int j is equal to 20 I have taken. Into what there? J is equal to 20. Listen carefully. Okay, now if I declare the j variable as a final variable, immediately some extra nature will come. What is that extra nature here? You should not modify its value. The extra point, maybe it may be advantage or maybe it may be a condition, whatever it may be. But the point is what there? You should not modify it. Immediately, if I do this, j is equal to j plus 10 here. If you do that, there we are able to get an error. Okay, here that extra nature is what there. If j variable is declared with the final, the value what we provided for j variable is a fixed throughout your application. That is a constant, that is a fixed throughout your application. You should not modify that value. That is extra nature. What final keyword is providing? Final keyword is providing what nature here? No, you should not modify that value. That condition is provided by final keyword. Static keyword is providing what flexibility? We can access these members by using class name also along with reference variable. But final keyword is what nature is providing there. If you declare a variable with the final, don't modify this value. This value is fixed throughout the application. In general, variable values are varied from situation to situation. But if you want to make it is fixed throughout your application, then use what keyword here? No, final keyword. Got it? These are extra natures that we are going to provide to the programming elements through the second list of access modifiers. Got it? What I'm telling to you, all of you are getting clarity on this? No? It's okay, fine. Now try to observe carefully what I'm giving there. So to define some extra nature to the programming elements, we will use the following access modifiers: static, final, abstract, native, volatile, transient, synchronized, strict FP, and so on. And again, I'm telling that just two examples are given just for our knowledge purpose only. No need to understand any of the access modifier, what is what now at present here. Why? Because they're available throughout the Java. When we are moving on to the respective content, there we are going to understand the respective keywords. Understand my point here? Not required to know immediately. But what we have to understand from this no, what we have to understand from this no, from this list of access modifiers, what access modifiers are allowed for classes and what access modifiers are not allowed for classes, that we have to understand. At classes level, what access modifiers are allowed and what access modifiers are not allowed at a classes level, that we have to understand at present. Now, let us check these points clearly. Right, sir. Now, all of you understand this, no? Right, sir. For example, Right, sir. Now it's okay. And again, I'm telling there, all the things are like what for what purpose there here we are providing there. Just for testing point of view, I'm giving all the concepts, no, but not effective programming. Actual programming I will start. Don't worry for it. About the classes, I will show that. But this is only testing. What access modifiers are allowed, what access modifiers not allowed. Just only testing point of I'm preparing this content. Now let me take these examples clearly. Right, sir. So at the classes level, what access modifiers are allowed? That's the point here. Observe carefully. Class A I have taken. Class A. Sysnode outed println of some welcome here we provided. Now class K here we have taken. Now first of all, I want to declare a class as a static. Is it possible or not? That I have to check. Java C space test.java. I think we are getting some error. What is that error we are getting, sir? Now tell me. Modifier static not allowed here. Static is not allowed for classes. Nice. Next one is final. Final is allowed or not for the classes, that we have to check. Java C space test.java. Any compilation error? No compilation error. Of course, we can execute the program there. We are able to get welcome is an output we are getting there. But my intention is not to execute the program. My intention is what there, that final is allowed for classes or not. As final is allowed or not allowed here? As allowed. Next one is after this, after completion of this, abstract is allowed or not? Already this point, abstract classes is an official topic inside the Java. Abstract classes is what there, an official concept inside the Java. So abstract keyword is allowed or not allowed here? No. Allowed. Definitely it is allowed here. Java C space test.java as it is allowed. Next one is after that, native. In Java, native methods are possible, but not native classes. Native methods are available in Java, but not native classes. So definitely here we have to get what there, compilation error. Java C space test.java. Modifier native not allowed here. That's nice. Next one is after that. After completion of this, volatile. In Java, volatile variables are possible, but not volatile classes. Volatile is applicable for what their variables, not for what their classes. There we are able to get like what their compilation error. Java C space test.java. This is a compilation error here we are able to get. There we are getting compilation error. What is the error we are getting there? Modifier volatile not allowed here. Okay, volatile is also not allowed. Next one is after that, synchronized keyword. In Java, synchronized methods are available, but not synchronized classes. Synchronized classes are not possible. Synchronized methods are possible in Java. Now let us observe carefully. Java C space test.java. Compilation error here we are getting. Modifier synchronized not allowed here. Leave this one. After that, another one is like what there? Transient. In Java, transient variables are available, but not transient classes. No. So here we are able to get like what there? Error here we are able to get inside the Java. Java C space test.java. Modifier transient not allowed here. Okay, fine. After this, after completion of this, transient, no. Strict FP. Observe carefully. Strict FP is possible for the variables, methods, and classes. For all, that strict FP is allowed. But this is a deprecated one. Deprecated in the sense what there? Outdated one. Warning message, warning we are able to get if I compile this. This is an outdated. In the future releases, in the future versions of the Java, strict FP is going to be removed. Already it was marked for removal. It was marked for what there? Removal. In the future versions, it is not going to be available. There we are getting some warning message. This is not error. Please remember this. This is not error. Still it is applicable. It is not error. This is a warning message. What it has given there? As of release 17. At present, I am using Java 17 version. My system it is available there. At present, as of Java release 17, all floating point expressions are evaluated strictly. and strict F is not required. All the floating point values or expressions are evaluated strictly, not required to use what the strict FA. By default, every floating point expression is what the strictly following what the strict FA. No need to specify strict FA. That's why in the future it is going to be removed here, but still it is valid. But still I can apply that strict FA for what there for the classes now. Are you forgetting it or not? All right. So now tell me, as per your concept here, as per the observation, now tell me from the above list of access modifiers, classes are able to allow the access modifiers like now tell me from the above list of access modifiers, classes are able to allow the access modifiers like what? Right, sir. What points here we are understanding there? No. First one is what there? Is a static is allowed? No. Final is allowed? Yes. Abstract is allowed? Yes. What next one here? No. Strict FP is allowed or not allowed? Strict FP is allowed clearly. Right, sir. These access modifiers are not allowed. All the remaining access modifiers are not allowed. All the remaining access modifiers are not allowed. Yes, sir. Got it or not? Right, sir. Alright, sir, it's okay, fine. Some requests I'm getting there. Please translate in Hindi. Okay, fine. Alright, sir, then what is the difficulty with this topic, sir? Then I'm not understanding this content. Yeah, it's okay, fine. Sir, is it possible to schedule the class for tomorrow at morning hours? No, not at all. Not possible. Why? Because I already have some other class at morning time. At evening only. Your batches on Sundays, maximum at evening only. That schedule is also be like what there? 6:30 to 9. That's it. That's very clear. 6:30 to 9 and tomorrow evening. Tomorrow, Sunday, the special day, right? All right. What type of classes we are going to take on Sunday? Online. Only online. Just every week, one day max plan for what there? Online classes. If you put restriction over this online here, by default, we can take it as a holiday. Why? Because then Sunday maybe may not be possible to come for this location. Why? Because there is a small issue actually. By 9 o'clock, I have to go for study. Understand it now? And every day after 9 o'clock, I'm going to the house and maybe it may take some time. Not possible to read, not possible to update myself. On Sunday, I have to work minimum 3 to 4 hours of time. So 9 o'clock onwards is the best time for me. So I'm not going to waste the time. Exactly by 9 o'clock, I want to take my books or my resources. So because of that reason, it is mandatory for me to strictly, I have to apply for this. I have to go for what there. By 9 o'clock, I have to take what there, my resources there, my laptop and everything I have to take now. So that is, I have a separate plan for it. That's why on Sundays, max on Sundays, better to attend in what there, online classes. Even almost all 2.5 hours of class in the sense, definitely in the middle, I will give 10 to 15 minutes break also. Overall, 2 hours class is going in effectively out of this 2.5 hours of class. 2 hours class is going in. Definitely some content we are going to move forward. Okay. Then what topic I'm going to discuss on tomorrow? What topic here I'm going to discuss on tomorrow? I'm going to discuss the topic is what the continuation of this object orientation only. No other concepts here. Until the completion of some topics here, on Sundays I have to continue the object orientation only. Moreover, like what there on what is the date for the advanced Java? Next month. 12th, I think so. Next month, 12th. Already we have a plan for advanced Java. Meanwhile, I have to complete some topics in core Java, right? Without having any speed breakers. Then try to follow my schedule. Then easily we are going to complete and easily we are moving forward toward their advanced Java classes. Okay. Right, sir. It's okay. Now let's move on to the point here. Then what you are going to study at 9 p.m. now? What I am going to study at 9 p.m. No, only one subject, only one syllabus, right? Right. What is that syllabus then? How to earn 100 crores rupees. That is my subject. No? Right, sir. Good. Right, sir. Now let's move on to the point. It's okay, fine. So now the concept is like what there? Alright, sir. Then until the completion of full stack Java, please keep the classes at evening only, sir. Definitely at evening only. No changes on this time. I already said to you, 6 to 9 is my time. Remaining classes you can plan in the remaining time now. Until the completion of the full stack, 6 to 9 is what there, my time. Please remember this one, not only for me, for you also the same condition. Okay, now let's move to the point. Right. From the above list of access modifiers, now tell me what access modifiers are allowed for classes. Now tell me static, sorry, final, abstract, strict FA. What is the purpose of static? What is the purpose of final? What is the purpose of strict FA? Not required immediately. Just you have to maintain the count. These three are possible for the classes. Only names only we have to understand. Why? Because if I want to talk about static keyword completely, we required some topics inside the core Java. Then only we can understand it. If you want to understand final keyword, almost all 10 to 15 days of classes we have to complete now inside this core Java. Then only we can understand it here. But that's not my concept here. My requirement is what there, what are possible for classes, what are not possible for classes, that we have to understand. Leave this point here, no? It's okay, fine. Now observe carefully. All of you understand it clearly. For the classes here, we check it that each and every access modifier. That's okay, good. But now about the inner classes. For the inner classes, what access modifiers are allowed for the inner classes? Inner class are able to allow what access modifiers? That's my required point here. Now all of you understand it clearly. Everybody understand this point here? Now the point is what? Observe carefully. Now the point is what? I'm going to take class B here. Now before that, I'm asking one more question. Try to answer for it. Out of the access modifiers like public, protected, default, and private, which are allowed for the outer classes? Which access modifiers are allowed for the outer class? What access modifiers are allowed for the outer classes? Public and default. Private and protected are not allowed for outer classes, but they're allowed for what their inner classes. All four are allowed for what their inner classes. So similarly, I'm going to check out of the second list of access modifiers, which access modifiers are allowed for the classes that we want to know. Let us understand it clearly. First of all, let me check for the static. Static is not allowed for the outer classes. Am I right or not? Now I'm going to check it. Is it allowed for inner class or not? Java C space test.java. Have you got any compilation error? No compilation error. So what's the meaning of it now? What's the meaning of it now? Static is allowed or not? Then immediately we are going to have one interview question here. Why static is not allowed for outer classes and why static is allowed for inner classes? That reason we will understand later. First of all, let me check all the points. Okay, fine. Static is allowed. After that, what next one, sir? Final. Just let us check this one. Are you getting any compilation error or not? That we have to understand. Java C space test.java. Any compilation error? No compilation error. Final is allowed. Next one is what there? After completion of this, abstract is allowed or not? That we have to check now. Previously, I given one point here. When I discussed about the class syntax now, I given almost a 9 number of questions. Is it possible to declare a class inside a class or not? Is it possible to declare an abstract class inside a class or not? Answer for that question is what? Yes, sir. The same thing I'm showing now. What I declared inside the class, no abstract class. So it's possible to declare. Is it possible to declare an abstract class inside a class or not? Yes, it is possible here. No need to check for that. It's already discussed the content here now, right? So Java C space test.java. There's no compilation error here. Leave this content here. After completion of this, next one is what there? Static, final, abstract. Next one is what there? Native. But remember this, again I'm telling there in Java, native methods are possible but not native classes. Native inner class are not possible in Java. But definitely here we are able to get what there? Some compilation error. Java C space test.java. Now here we are getting some compilation error. Modifier native not allowed here. So native is not possible. Next one is after that, volatile. Again, I'm telling there in Java, volatile variables are possible. Volatile is applicable for variables, but not for what their inner classes. There we are able to get like what there? Java C space test.java, modifier volatile not allowed here. Understand it clearly. Then after that, after completion of this, again here I'm telling to you, observe carefully. After this volatile, next one is what there? Synchronized. Again I'm telling there, synchronized methods are possible in Java, but not like what there? Synchronized classes here. Synchronized methods are possible, but not synchronized classes here. Observe carefully. Now let me check for this. Java C space test.java. Now here we are getting an error like what there? Synchronized not allowed here. This is an error here we are getting here. It's okay, fine. After completion of this, then what next one, you know? After this synchronized, transient, transient, now transient variables are possible in Java, but not transient classes now. Now again, we are able to get compilation error. Java C space test.java. Here we are getting some compilation error like what there? Modifier transient not allowed here. It's okay, fine. Leave this one. After this, what next one, you know? Strict FP. Strict FP is applicable for all the components here. Strict FP is applicable for what there? All the component. No, I think there's some spelling mistake. 1 minute, 1 minute. Right. Strict FP is applicable for variables and methods and for classes also, including inner classes. But we are able to get a warning message. Why we are getting warning messages? No. Already every floating point expression is what there? Strictly it is applied here. No need to specify strict FP. So it is marked for removal in the future. In the future versions of the Java, it may not be available. It is already deprecated. Warning message here we are getting, not required to maintain that. But still it is allowed clearly. No. Now tell me, sir, now after completion of this, here we have to go for the conclusion. Now tell me, inner classes, come on, inner classes are able to allow the access modifiers like inner classes are able to allow the access modifiers like what access modifiers are allowing there? Now tell me, static is allowed or not allowed? No, static is allowed. What next one again? No, final. What next one again? No, abstract. Then what next one again? No, strict FP. Only these access modifiers are allowed for the inner classes. Now we are having a question. Now tell me, what was that question here we are understanding there? In Java, everybody understand my point clearly. In Java, static is not possible for outer classes, but static is possible for the inner classes. Then what is the reason for it? Why static is not possible for outer classes and why static is possible for the inner classes? Then tell me the reason for it. Now I'm going to give some clarity. Now try to observe carefully. All of you understand this point clearly now. Reason is very same. Later I'll give explanation, but first understand the point clearly. If any access modifier is defined on the origin of the classes, or boundaries of the classes, or the scopes of the classes, or maybe on the basis of the classes, then that access modifiers are not applicable for the classes, and that access modifiers are applicable for the members of the classes, including inner classes. Including what classes there? Inner classes. Tell me, sir, what is the reason here I have given there? If any access modifier is defined on the origin of the classes, on the boundaries of the classes, on the scopes of the classes, right, on the basis of the classes, then that access modifiers are not applicable for the classes, and that access modifiers are applicable for the members of the classes, including what classes there? No, inner classes. Let's see that example here I'm telling to you. Again, I'm coming back to the old example. Now try to put more concentration, all of you know. What's the point here I'm telling there? Static keyword example here already given, right? Tell me, sir, what is the purpose of the static keyword? What is the special nature that static keyword is providing? Now tell me. If we declare any variable as a static, no, that we can access by using class name. That we can access by using what the reference variable of the respective class. Observe carefully. If anything is declared with static, then that variable is accessible by using what their class name. Static keyword definition is including class or not. The static keyword is defined on the origin of the class or not, on the boundary of the class or not, on the scope of the class or not. So it is not applicable for classes. It is applicable for what their members of the classes. Understand my point here? That static keyword is not applicable for classes. It is applicable for what their members of the classes, including what? Inner classes of the respective class. Why? Because inner class is a member of the class. Inner class is what there? Is a member of the class. Understand this point clearly. Right, sir? Finally, here, what's the point here I'm telling there? Static keyword. That means the point here, what I'm telling to you, in Java, static keyword is defined on the basis of the classes, So it is not applicable for the classes, it is applicable for the members of the classes. It is not applicable for the classes, it is applicable for the members of the classes, including inner classes. Including what there? Inner classes. That's it. Now all of you understand this clearly. In Java, the static keyword is defined on the basis of the classes. So it is not applicable for the classes. It is applicable for the members of the classes, including what their inner classes. Yes, sir. All of you are getting clarity on this? No? Right. Leave this point here. Anyway, this is not required immediately. Later I will talk about these concepts here. Again, remember it. Remember it. About static keyword, nearly we are going to discuss almost 3 to 4 days of time. It's not like simple topic. Very good content we are going to understand. Nearly 3 to 4 days of time. About static keyword only we are going to discuss. About static variables, static methods, static blocks, static anonymous inner classes. After that, factory methods and singleton classes. So many concepts are available about the static keyword. Almost all 4 days of time we are going to discuss about only static keyword. But just now I'm giving only the required information about the static keyword, not complete information. Okay, leave this point here. So this is about like what there, the second list of access modifiers. Now tell me guys, what topic we are discussing actually? Don't say Java. Don't say Java, don't say object orientation. What topic we are discussing now? Classes. Inside the classes also what we are discussing actually? Class syntax. Inside the class syntax also what we are discussing now? Access modifiers. This part is completed. The access modifier part is completed in the class syntax. But not complete access modifiers now. Access modifiers in a class syntax, that part is completed. Then what is the next part here now? Tell me. Class keyword. What is the next topic here? Class keyword. Okay, sir. Simple understanding here I'm telling you. Now try to observe carefully. Everybody put more concentration now. For example, what is the meaning of object-oriented programming languages? Okay, the concept is very clear. Object-oriented programming languages means that listen carefully. The programming languages, they are following object-oriented features. In a simple as the programming languages which are following object-oriented principles, object-oriented features. What are the various object-oriented features in general? Class, object, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, message passing. These are like what they're object-oriented features. Got it? Your class is one of the object-oriented feature or not? Come on, guys. Class is one of the object-oriented feature or not? If you want to say Java is an object-oriented programming language, Java must represent that class object-oriented feature or not? If you want to say Java is an object-oriented programming language, that Java must represent that class object-oriented feature or not? Yeah, how Java is able to represent class object-oriented feature inside the Java programming? How Java is able to represent class object-oriented feature inside the Java programming? For that, the point what I'm telling to you, to represent class object-oriented feature, to represent class object-oriented feature in Java programming, Java has provided a separate keyword. Java has provided a separate keyword. That a separate keyword is what? The class keyword. Don't get any confusion. Class is object-oriented feature. To represent that class object-oriented feature in Java, Java has defined a keyword. The keyword name is what? Their class. That's it. That's the purpose of the class keyword in object orientation. By using that keyword only, we can declare the classes. If we declare a class now, by using class keyword, automatically it's a representation of the class object oriented feature. Class employee. We are saying that we are declaring a class, but actually what it is doing now, it is representing class object oriented feature. So Java is an object oriented programming language. Java is following all the object oriented principles. So as part of that, Java has to represent class object oriented feature. To represent that class object oriented feature, Java has provided a separate keyword. That keyword is what there? Class keyword. Right. So the same point here I'm telling you. Now observe carefully, where class is a keyword provided by Java to represent the object oriented feature, to represent the object oriented feature class. Don't get any confusion. Class is an object oriented feature. Its representation in Java in the form of what there? Class keyword. Java has provided a separate keyword, that is what their class, to represent what their object oriented feature. That's it, not more than that. Right, sir. That's the point here I'm telling there. Now tell me, after completion of the class keyword, in the class syntax, what is available, sir? Just for the sake of your awareness purpose, I'm going to list out this total that syntax here. Yeah, now observe carefully. This is the syntax of the class here. Now access modifier we completed. Then what next one? Class we completed. Then what next one? Class name. Understand it? Points are very simple now onwards. Observe carefully. What is this class name actually? Simple point. You're all sitting in front of me. I want to access that each and every person individually. Definitely I need your identity or not? Definitely I need your identity. Otherwise, how is it possible for me to access that persons individually? How is it possible to call the persons individually? Not possible. Definitely I have to use some identity to call each and every person individually or not? Observe carefully. So what is that identity I have to use to call you individually? What exactly the identity I have to use to access you individually? About your name. Your name is your identity. Am I right or not? About your name. Your name is an identity. Understand my point, Ken? Similarly, in Java programming, we are going to declare more and more number of classes as per the requirement. No limitation for the number of classes. Any number of classes we can declare inside the Java programming. Inside the Java programming, we can declare any number of classes. Got my point or not? Okay, fine. If we declare more and more number of classes in Java, how can we differentiate each and every class, and how can we access that classes separately? Definitely we need some identity for each and every class or not? That identity we are going to provide for each and every class in the form of like what their name. In the form of a separate name we are going to call, we are going to provide, we are going to access that each and every class separately. So that name is nothing but what their class name. Right, so nothing what I am telling there, where class name, where the class name is an identity for the class in order to access. Where class name is an identity for the class, where identity or maybe an identifier for the class in order to access. Class name is providing an unique identity for the classes in order to access it. It's okay, leave this one. Access modifier we understood, class we understood, class name here we understood. Then what next one here? All right, sir. There we have to use what the extends keyword. And before that, I'm asking one more point here. Brackets, square brackets here are given there up to some part. For class, I have not given square brackets. For class name, I have not given it. But for extends super class name, I have given. For implements interfaces list, I have given square brackets now. Any significance for these square brackets? No. Yes, right, perfect. That square bracket significance is what there. They are optional. They are what they're optional, not mandatory. Optional. If you require, then we can provide. If you don't require, not required to provide. Optional. But class keyword, I have not provided any square bracket. So what's the meaning of it now? Mandatory. It's a mandatory. Class name is also be what there? Mandatory. But all the remaining things are what there? Optional. For example, if I have not provided any access modifier for the class, by default, which access modifier will come now? Default. By default, what scope is available? Default scope is available. Understand my point, now? Okay, fine. But anyway, information here we have to understand for what there? For the extends keyword. All of you observe carefully. What is this extends keyword? What is the purpose of it? What we are going to understand about this extends keyword? Nothing, sir. Very clear. In Java, extends keyword is representing inheritance. What is that? Extends keyword is representing what their inheritance. Okay. In class syntax, by using extends keyword, we are able to provide a super class name. In extends keyword, in class syntax, through extends keyword, we are able to provide a simple class name. That's it. That means super class name here we are going to provide. Right, sir. Now observe carefully where the extends keyword, where the extends is a keyword provided by Java to specify to specify a particular superclass, a particular superclass for the present Java class, a particular superclass for the present Java class in order to get variables and methods, or in order to reuse variables and methods, in order to reuse variables and methods. Guys, all of you understand this point here? Once again, I'm telling you, where the extends is a keyword provided by Java to specify particular superclass for the present Java class in order to reuse variables and methods. That's it, sir. But note type of point here I'm telling to you, all of you understand it clearly. Note in the class syntax, all of you observe carefully. In the class syntax, extends keyword is able to allow only one superclass name. It will not allow, it will not allow more than one superclass. It will not allow more than one superclass. If we provide more than one superclass, what will happen? I think you understood my question clearly. If we provide more than one superclass, then what will happen? Right. If we provide more than one superclass, along with the extends keyword, along with extends keyword, along with the extends keyword, then it represents multiple inheritance. It is not possible in Java. It is not possible in Java. Because of this reason, extends keyword is able to allow only one superclass name. Extends keyword will not allow more than one superclass name. In the class syntax, extends keyword is able to allow only one superclass name. It will not allow more than one superclass name. More than one superclass name. If we provide more than one superclass name, along with the extends keyword, then it represents multiple inheritance. It is not possible in Java, where the compiler will raise an error. That's the point here I'm telling them. And moreover, okay, fine. That is one point here I'm telling to you. Okay, sir. Good. Observe carefully. Extends keyword here we understood. What is the purpose of the extends keyword? Just to specify a particular superclass in the present Java class in order to reuse the variables and methods. Okay, leave this point here. What next one here? No. What next one here? No. Implements. See, no need to think too much about its interface purpose immediately. Only one simple point I'm telling you, just bound with that point. Don't think too much about this content. Observe carefully. Interfaces are able to have some incomplete methods. What methods? No, incomplete methods. In other words, abstract methods. Incomplete methods are also be called what? They're abstract methods. To provide implementation for these methods only, we are implementing interfaces. To provide implementation for the incomplete methods of that interfaces, we are implementing that interfaces in the class. That's it. That's the purpose actually I'm telling them. Even this purpose also not required immediately, but the point is what there. Implements keyword can be used to specify one or more number of interfaces in the class syntax in order to provide implementation for the abstract methods of these interfaces. Abstract methods are what methods? No, incomplete methods. Only declarations are available, no body is available. Because of that reason, to provide implementation for these methods only, we are implementing interfaces. So how many interfaces we can specify along with implements keyword? One or more number of interfaces we can specify. Here your required point is what there? Implements is a Java keyword. It can be used to specify interfaces in the class syntax. How many interfaces? No, one or more number of interfaces. That's the point here we have to understand. Okay, again I'm telling there, don't think too much about super classes, don't think too much about interfaces. In the future we are going to understand each and every content clearly. Right, sir. Now let us move on to the point here. Observe carefully. Now, where implements is a Java keyword, it can be used to, where implements is a Java keyword, it can be used to provide, it can be used to specify, it can be used to specify what? It can be used to specify one or more interfaces, in the class index, in order to provide implementation, to all the abstract methods. Again, I'm telling there, this is the last statement is not required for you, but only the point here I'm telling there, implements keyword can specify more than one interfaces inside the class. That one only we have to bound. Don't think about it, what is an abstract method, why it is available here. After completion of some topics in core Java, if you come back to this statement, then you will understand clearly. But time being, not required to understand that what is an abstract method, what is available inside the interfaces, I'm telling there. Okay, fine. Where implements is a Java keyword, it can be used to specify one or more interfaces in the class syntax in order to provide implementation for all the abstract methods. That point is sufficient clearly. Finally, almost all the class syntax is completed or not? But one important point I'm telling to you, all of you observe carefully. Note, all of you understand it clearly. Very important. Everybody has to understand it. Just now we understood the total class syntax. Total class syntax here we understood. Am I right or not? Listen carefully. In a class syntax, both extends and implements, keywords are optional. Am I right or not? People are not thinking much about it. Now see this class syntax now. I provided both of them in square braces or not? What is the meaning of the square braces? No. Optional. Understand my point here? So the point is what? In a class syntax, both extends and implements keywords are what? They're optional. Am I right or not? Now observe carefully. Number of points I'm telling you. Point number one. We can write a class. We can write a class with the extends keyword and without implements keyword. Am I right? We can write a class with the extends keyword, with the extends keyword and without the implements keyword. Am I right or not? Just put your common sense, not like any too much technical content. All right, next one is, we can write a class without the extends keyword and with the implements keyword. Am I right? We can write a class without the extends keyword and with the implements keyword. Nice. We can write a class without both extends and implements keywords. Am I right? Without both extends and implements keywords. We can write it. Next one is, observe carefully. We can write a class with both the extends and implements keywords. We can write both we can write a class with the both the extends and implements keywords. Am I right or not? Observe carefully. In this case, what is this case now? If you write both extends and implements keyword, if you want to write both extends and implements keywords, in this case, first we must provide extends, then we must provide implements. Order is very, very important. In which order here we have to provide there? First extends, then what we have to provide there? Implements. You should not interchange. You must not, we must not interchange extends and implements keywords. If we do that, compiler will raise an error. You have to remember this point. Come again, what's the point here I said you? It's a note actually. In a class syntax, both extends and implements keywords are optional. So we can write a class with the extends keyword and without the implements keyword. We can write a class without the extends keyword and with the implements keyword. We can write a class without both extends and implements keywords. We can write a class with both the extends, with both extends and implements keywords. In this case, first we must write extends keyword, then we must write what their implements keyword. All right, sir. We must not interchange extends and implements keywords. Right, sir. These are the points here we have to understand clearly. All of you are getting it or not? Fine, sir. Now completed this part here. So overall now, what exactly the points here we understood there? All of you observe carefully. Now here the main content here what we discussed here. Second list of access modifiers here are given. Out of the second list of access modifiers, which access modifiers are allowed for the classes? Final, abstract, strict FE. For inner classes, what are allowed? For inner classes, what are allowed? Extra one keyword will come. What is that? Static, final, abstract, strict FP. Okay, fine. Then after that, after completion of this, then purpose of the remaining part of the syntax is here we understood. And before that, one more point. Why static is not applicable for outer classes and why it is applicable? Why is it applicable for inner classes actually? Here the point is what? Static is a keyword which was defined on the origin of the classes. It is not applicable for what their classes. It is applicable for what their members of the classes, including what? Inner classes. That's okay, fine. That is completed. After completion of this, class is a keyword. What it represents actually? The object-oriented feature class. Extends is a keyword. Okay, before that, class name is available. It is an identity for each and every class in Java. Extends keyword is representing what? Inheritance. It can be used to specify what classes there, super classes in our class syntax. Implements is a keyword. It is representing what there. It can be used to specify what? Interfaces. For what purpose there? To provide implementation for the abstract methods of the interfaces. Information I'm telling you now. Okay, fine. In a class syntax, class is optional. Extends is optional. Implements is also be optional. We can add a class with extends and without implements. We can add a class without extends and with implements. We can add a class without both extends and implements. We can add a class with both extends and implements. Got it or not? All right, sir. Then after this, after completion of all the points, no? Then what is the next point here I'm telling there? I want to ask one question there. Observe carefully. The question is what there? Find the valid syntaxes of the classes from the following list. Find the valid syntaxes of the classes from the following list. Right, sir. Now I need to give some syntaxes here. Right, sir. Can I discuss this topic in tomorrow? Even if we start it, it may take nearly 20 to 25 minutes of time. All syntaxes, nearly 20 to 25 syntaxes we have to pair up. There we have to see that each and every point now. Can I take it in tomorrow? Yeah, just give a minute of time. Tomorrow, you have to attend for what classes there? Online. Only Sundays max. How we are going to attend in online? I think all of you are accessing these notes. Am I right? No response, guys. All of you are accessing these notes or not? Right. In the topmost corner of this notes, in the topmost, I'm going to give tomorrow link, tomorrow classroom link, class notes link, sorry, class link I'm going to provide. Now observe carefully. So I'm going to use go to webinar link. Actually, go to webinar is a software. So there I'm going to provide webinar link. And tomorrow I'm going to use what the webinar link. What is that link here I'm giving there? Just give a minute of time. I think so it's not available. Just 1 minute of time. Just 1 minute, sir. Right, sir. Now, just I'm going to give this link to you. So what we have to do there, just copy this link and keep that link on the browser address bar. Then automatically go to webinar software is going to be downloaded. Just 1 or 2 next clicks max. Registration form will come. And the first name you have to enter your admission number. Namesake, no problem. Or any name, no issues. First name, last name, email ID, and mobile number. That we can enter. Admission number is not meant. I think some of you are not registered. Okay, no issues. Then directly we can enter the name. A normal process here we have to follow and click on finish button. Automatically, you are going to get my desktop screen. Maybe organizer might be some message here we are going to get like what they're waiting for organizer something else. Wait for it. When I start the class, my desktop screen will come to you directly. Okay. So this is the link here I'm using there. The same. That means for online students, no need to use any other link. The current class link, whatever the at present, whatever the link I'm using there at present, demo link actually this is. It is available in our website also, durgasoft.com also. The same demo link I'm using there. I think in our mails also we are getting the demo link. It's already available. Same link I'm using, then try to use this link for the tomorrow's class only. And moreover, on Monday onwards, this link is going to be changed. For online people, that private link will come. Monday onwards, link is going to be changed. Private link will come. That's the information here I'm telling you. Okay, fine. Right, sir. So just within few minutes of time, I'm going to take that 7:30 class. Again, I'm telling there tomorrow at what time you have to connect with this link? No, 6:30. You have to use the same link. Just what we have to do, copy this link and keep that link in the web browser. Automatically 1 or 2 times next buttons and finish button. Automatically we are able to get my class. Okay, no need to get any confusion. I think already you are aware about this online classes and all the content there, right? Only Sundays we are going to make it is what there online classes. Okay. Right, sir. Thank you. That's all for today. We'll meet on tomorrow. 7:30 class I will take within 5 to 10 minutes. Thank you. Yeah, at 6:30, guys. At 6:30 here we have to use. Same time, 6:30, not at 6 o'clock. 6:30, I'm going to start the class tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, guys, then registered people, then you are able to, tomorrow we can join as is the same class, no? Day after tomorrow class, you will get a mail from Durga Soft with the new link details, guys. Okay. Yeah, for the registered members, we are able to get directly new link. No need to worry for it. Through mail on Monday class for the Monday class now, right? But tomorrow we can use the same link, current link, whatever the link you are using at present. Okay, close it.